Alright, so I'm getting ready to talk about some hockey, so that's why I got this on. But I want to talk about the season finale of The Flash, so spoilers. Don't stick around if you don't want spoilers. Last chance. I'll wait till 20 seconds. Then you can't say that I didn't warn you. Wow, that was a great season finale. I think what got me with that was that I wasn't really quite sure what was going to happen. Marlize coming in and helping them defeat the Thinker. There's two things with that. One, I thought the Marlize turn was quick. I really did. He was controlling her mind, and then she was slowly, but then all of a sudden she turned against him, and now she's helping Flash, and she was helping Flash. Let me move this out of the way in the background. He's helping Flash because she's helping Flash because she realizes that the Enlightenment will turn her into a vegetable as well, which is a good reason to go ahead and turn against the Flash, or turn against her husband. I thought the Thinker, his mind turning into Agent Smith was kind of weird, and then the fight between all of the Agent Smith Thinkers and Barry was equally weird, because I'm like, okay, so now he's Agent Smith, and then they did the Matrix thing with it, and I was like, all right, they're doing this. I'm glad Ralph is back. I was kind of surprised Ralph came back, to be honest. I thought Ralph was gone, and yet it makes sense. It makes sense that he was able to resist. He was the only one of the bus metas that's technically was good, I guess. Which means Ralph will still be in there for next season. And of course, the big reveal at the end of the episode is that girl we've seen following him around, and she reminds me of the girl that played Five on Dark Matter. A lot of people didn't watch Dark Matter. She can be like, okay, we'll take your word for it. She was also the little girl in Silent Hill. Anybody watch Silent Hill? Okay, I'm done with that. So Nora's in the show, and now it's I've done something terrible. I'm your daughter. Whoops. So there's your cliffhanger. It's not as bad as some of the other cliffhangers they've had. Where is he dead? And it's like, he's not dead. Why are we making it he's dead? So if they didn't do that this year, everybody's in a relatively good mood, and now we find out that that the Flash and Iris have a baby together, and she's a speedster too. She clearly was the one at the end of the episode that helped him. As soon as I saw somebody was helping him, I'm like, okay, so that's the girl they've been teasing through the whole season. And I didn't know, is she going to be a villain? Is she going to be a hero? What is she going to be? Now we know she's going to be a tragic hero in that she screwed up, and now the whole universe is probably going to come undone. I liked what they did with Harry. Harry had a really nice arc this year. You want to talk about character arcs? That's how you do it. Now, of course, going into next season, now Harry's not smart anymore. Well, he's smart. He's not like a genius anymore, so they won't. So they'll have to get another Harry, I guess. Even though the last time they tried to find another Harry to take over, it kind of was a disaster. I don't know where they're going to go with that if they're not going to bring him back. We didn't get Killer Frost back, but we're going to. Obviously, Caitlin's going to be Killer Frost again at some point in the next season. And I liked how this show showed that they've really kind of evolved into it being more of a team thing, which is good because Barry tends to end the universe when he gets a chance. And he passed that on to his kid, is my guess. That I'm waiting for to find out in season 5 that somehow his daughter is I blew up the universe, and then we'll find out, nah, actually it was Barry. You're just taking credit for it. But really it was Barry that screwed everything up. Technically, since Barry is the father, Barry is still kind of responsible anyway. So we're not getting away from the reality that Barry Allen's probably the villain still on The Flash, and I've talked about that before. But it was a fun episode. I thought it was clever, and DeVoe is gone, or is he? See, that's the thing too, is that now Ralph's taken over his body, and there was that digital transfer and everything. But technically, DeVoe would still be in there somewhere, I would think. Maybe. It's weird. It is really weird the way they ended it, and he turned back into Ralph. And as soon as I saw Ralph, I went, all right. So that's the good and the thinker then is Ralph. And I thought that was clever, and clever is needed in television. So good episode. According to what I've read online today, the ratings were really high for the finale for The Flash. So that's good as well, because it was a really well done season this year. The Savitar season last year was really kind of all over the place and just bizarre. This year was more cohesive. Barry still got everybody killed because it's what he does, but in the end, he made sure he saved himself, which is kind of what he does. And he accidentally saved Ralph. He didn't go in there trying to save Ralph, so I'm not going to give him full credit on that one. Ralph kind of saved himself. Just Barry gave him the strength to do it, I guess. I don't know. It was weird. The only part that made me angry was when he brings Ralph down. He can see the end goal. Does he run him through the end goal? No. Would anybody else? Yes. No. He has to stand there and say out loud, see that? That will solve this episode for us. That'll help us defeat the Thinker. Right there. That thing down there that I didn't run us to. I ran us to a couple blocks from it so I could explain what it is, and I'm going to keep explaining it until DeVoe comes in. Just run him through there. See, you can't, even in an episode where Barry technically saves the world, I'm still just flabbergasted at the end, like, seriously. At least once per episode, or once per big huge season arc, Barry does something. You're like, just shut up, stop talking, and just do it. And the other thing I couldn't figure out was when he was in DeVoe's mind, was every single word he said heard by them? And it was weird. It was a very weird way of doing it, and it almost felt to me like maybe they wrote themselves into a corner, and they're like, okay, how are we going to do this? We'll just put Barry in his mind. How does that work? It just does. It just does. You can be replaced. It just works. All right, so Barry's in his mind, and they win for Ralph reasons. Sure, yeah. And then his daughter destroys the universe. Sounds good. All right, we're still destroying the universe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you watched it. Again, I warned you about spoilers at the start. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Now I got to go talk about some hockey. But thank you guys so much for watching me talk about a little bit of TV. I'll talk to you again soon.